This season, Omar Marmoush has quickly risen as one of the best emerging superstars in football, with him playing an integral role in why Eintracht Frankfurt is doing well in the Bundesliga, with the club currently being in a top 4 spot, and the Europa League thus far, while also at the same time being the glimmering hope for the Egyptian national team as Salah is slowly getting older, with him even being called the golden boy by the Egyptian king himself. But how did Omar Marmoush reach this point of stardom, where around a couple of years ago, he was virtually unknown by most football fans all across the world? Well, let's take a look at the rise of Omar Marmoush. Now, Omar Marmoush was born on February 7th, 1999 in one of the biggest cities in the world and the capital of Egypt, Cairo. And throughout Marmoush's childhood, he was obsessed with football. And from an early age, he knew all he wanted to do was become a professional footballer. In fact, he said himself that he wasn't the best at school. So if he wanted to make it big in life and ensure himself and his family financial stability, he knew he had to become a top footballer. However, early on in Marmoush's life, his parents wanted him to focus more on education. But as he grew older and started showing more of his football potential in Egypt, his parents started to support him more on his dreams and told him to chase it, with Marmoush even saying that his parents are the biggest thing in his life. Omar would start to play football more seriously at Cairo's American International School, where he was playing for the school team while also at the same time attending classes. And one of his former coaches there even said that from the beginning, he knew that Marmoush was always going to be a brilliant football player. Marmoush would eventually become a main player for the team, and even became a great goal scorer for them. And eventually, the Egyptian Premier League side, Wadi Degla, were interested in signing Marmoush, in which he gladly accepted. Eventually, after playing just a few weeks in Wadi Degla's youth system, he would make the jump to the first team at a young age. And after scoring 3 goals and getting 1 assist in 18 games, he was called up to represent Egypt at the Under-20 African Cup of Nations, aka AFCON, back in 2017. Now, Egypt overall didn't really play that well at this tournament, with them being knocked out in the group stages by Zambia, the eventual champions, and Guinea, who placed above them. But Marmoush would actually impress individually at this AFCON, so much so that Wolfsburg scouts saw how special this 18-year-old kid could be, and they convinced him to sign for the club and fly out to Germany to pursue his footballing aspirations. However, Omar Marmoush's time at Wolfsburg was initially pretty difficult. According to himself, he said that leaving all of his friends and family behind to move to a country where he didn't know the language, the food, etc. was a really big challenge for him. Not only that, the football in Germany needed some getting used to by Marmoush, and it took him a while to adapt to the pace of the game physically and mentally overseas, and also just living there overall. However, after 3 years of playing for Wolfsburg youth sides, like playing 3 games for the Wolfsburg Under-19s, where he scored 3 goals, and playing 36 games for Wolfsburg 2, where he scored 11 goals and got 2 assists in 36 games, Marmoush would finally be given his debut for the senior team on May 26, 2020, in the 4-1 triumphant win over Bayer Leverkusen away from home. And a month later, he would sign his first professional contract with the club. However, for the start of the 2021 campaign, Marmoush would struggle to get consistent minutes with the first team. In fact, he mainly stayed on the bench for the first half of the campaign, with his only senior team minutes in the Bundesliga coming in the 2-2 draw against FC Köln, where he got a grand total of 1 minute of game time. Yeah, it wasn't looking too good for Marmoush at that current moment, I can't lie.
It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good.
So, with Marmoush struggling to get game time despite being around 21 years old, he realized he needed to move elsewhere. So Wolfsburg agreed to letting him go on a 6-month loan deal to St. Pauli in Bundesliga 2 to get some first team playtime. Now, Marmoush's time at St. Pauli was deemed an overall success. After all, in the 21 games he took a part in for them, he got 7 goals and 3 assists, meaning he basically got a goal contribution in every other game, and helped them get to a 5th place finish on the table. Now, Marmoush wasn't just good at getting goal contributions, but he definitely showed during his time at St. Pauli that he was a very dynamic attacking player, and he was versatile and effective enough to play anywhere across the front line. After this campaign, it still wasn't a guarantee that Marmoush would get starting/significant minutes with the first team at Wolfsburg, so he decided to go out on a season-long loan deal to Stuttgart, who were also in the Bundesliga for the 21-22 campaign. And Marmoush's time at Stuttgart would be deemed as an overall success too. Although his goal contributions in the Bundesliga weren't that impressive, with him only managing to get 3 goals and 5 assists in 21 games, this was his first season playing top-flight football, and with that, he showed glimpses that he could thrive at a stage as huge as Germany's #1 league. Additionally, his goals came in some crucial moments for Stuttgart, like scoring a last-minute equalizer against Eintracht Frankfurt on his debut, while also winning the Bundesliga Rookie of the Month award twice, the first in September 2021 and the second coming in March 2022. Then, after the 21-22 campaign concluded, Wolfsburg deemed that Omar Marmoush was ready for the first team at the club, and it was time to give him some significant minutes, which is why Marmoush stayed at Wolfsburg for the 2022-23 campaign. But before that, I know what y'all are thinking. How the hell is Omar Marmoush's facial hair looking that good? He must have a great tool helping him out with that. Well, you guys came to the right place, because I got something that can help y'all, but not just for your beard, but also more importantly, your balls. And that's this video's sponsor, Manscaped. For the upcoming holiday season, Manscaped have got you guys covered with the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra. Now this isn't just some ordinary package, no. This deal from Manscaped comes with the star of the show, the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. This grooming powerhouse features 2 interchangeable skin-safe blade heads for a precise, close, and clean cut. Think of the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra as a tool to trim down your Christmas tree, except way more important, because trust me guys, your balls are really important. Now personally, one of my favorite features is the LED spotlight attached to the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, since it illuminates those hard to see areas down there. You guys know what I mean, don't act like you don't. But this allows for a more precise shave. And not only that, it's waterproof, which allows you to do this grooming in the shower, and this also makes the cleanup very easy. And with the battery providing 60 minutes of use, you guys can take your time. I know sometimes it can be a lot, or at least for me it is. So if you guys like a clean, good, easy shave, I definitely recommend this Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. But that's not all, because also in this kit, there's the Weed Whacker 2.0, a great personal tool for tackling pesky nose and ear hairs without the worrying risk of any cuts. The Crop Soother, a bald aftershave lotion. Trust me guys, you're definitely going to want to put this one on. Is dermatologist tested and gentle on sensitive skin. Plus the Crop Preserver, which is a quick absorbing lotion. And also, there are 2 free gifts with this kit. The Boxers 2.0, which are boxers, I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory, and the Shed 2.0 travel bag, a bag that can hold all your grooming essentials. So for this upcoming holiday season, if you want to treat yourself or someone special for this ultimate grooming experience, you guys definitely want to get the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra from Manscaped, which covers all your shaving, trimming, and post-grooming needs. And if you want a sweet deal that consists of 20% off, plus free shipping, make sure to use the code NABUTO at checkout or visit manscaped.com/Nabuto. Like I said, that's 20% off plus free shipping just by using the code Nabuto or visiting the link that I just mentioned. The link will be the first thing in the YouTube description and also the pinned comment down below. So thank you Manscaped for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to Omar Marmoush. Anyways, Marmoush would shine in his first full debut campaign for the club that brought him from Egypt, Wolfsburg. He would score his first goal for them in the DFB Pokal match against Carl Zeiss Jena, and then would score his first Bundesliga goal for the club in a 3-2 win over his former loan club Stuttgart. Not only that, he would score against Stuttgart again in the return fixture as he bagged a late goal in the 1-0 win over his former club.
You can't keep getting away with it!
Overall for Wolfsburg, Marmoush would finish the season with 6 goals and 1 assist in 36 appearances. Not bad, but definitely not the greatest. Something was missing from Marmoush, and it seemed like Wolfsburg weren't going to get the best out of it. For example, when you look at Marmoush's performances for Egypt, although Omar was still quite good for both club and country, he seemed to be performing better for his national team. And speaking about Egypt, Marmoush would get his debut for his country a couple years prior in the match against Libya, where he scored the only goal in the Pharaohs' 1-0 win. This match would also captain Marmoush to Egypt, the country he was born and primarily raised in. But did you guys actually know that Marmoush was eligible to represent Canada? You see, his parents lived in Canada for 6 years, which gave him and his parents Canadian citizenship. So he could have been playing alongside Jonathan David and Alphonso Davies on the international stage. But of course, he's Egyptian at heart, so it made sense for him to play for the country that he was born and primarily raised in. Anyways, Marmoush would carry on to become a very important player for Egypt, and in the 2021 AFCON, he played every single match, including the final, in which Egypt lost 4-2 on penalties to Senegal. And this was probably Mo Salah's best chance at winning an AFCON. But for the next one in Morocco, who knows, maybe it is Egypt's time to shine. After all, they are performing very well in the qualifiers, so they might be one of the favorites to win the tournament, especially with Marmoush becoming one of the best players in Africa. Not only that, Egypt are cruising their way to World Cup 2026 qualification as well, so it'll be nice to see this Marmoush and Salah link up on the biggest international stage of them all. Speaking of Salah though, his time with the Egyptian national team is slowly ending, and he pretty much has stated that Marmoush is ready to become the future face of the national team, with Salah calling him the golden boy recently, and it makes sense. After all, Marmoush has 6 goals in just 34 appearances for his national team at just 25 years old. But I'm getting a little too ahead of myself now, so let's go back to Marmoush's club career. So in the summer of 2023, Marmoush realized that if he wanted to unlock his full potential, he needed to go to another club that suited his preferred style of play. And that's when Eintracht Frankfurt came in. You see, Dino Topmöller, the manager of Frankfurt, uses a high pressure and quick direct style of play, which is something that Wolfsburg didn't do. And that style of play perfectly suited Marmoush's attributes. So with Marmoush's contract at Wolfsburg being run down, he was convinced by Eintracht Frankfurt officials to sign with them on a free transfer until 2027. And he was even given the number 7 shirt to show him that Frankfurt saw him as an important piece of their puzzle. Now Marmoush's debut 23-24 season for Eintracht Frankfurt was an absolute success. He ended up scoring his first goal for the club in a 7-0 win over FC Lokomotiv Leipzig in the DFB Pokal Cup, and then scored his first Bundesliga goal for the club in a 1-1 draw against Mainz. He would only continue to score many goals for Frankfurt, and in fact in the 41 games he played for the German club in the 23-24 campaign, he would score 17 goals against 6 assists, numbers that he never reached before in his career. And this helped Frankfurt finish 6th place in the Bundesliga and qualify for the Europa League, a competition they won a couple years back, but missed out on participating last season. Clearly, Marmoush made the smart choice by joining Eintracht Frankfurt, with him becoming one of the main stars for the club, and the fact that their style of play completely suited him. But if you thought that these were good stats for Omar Marmoush, this season he's gone up a whole different level, and he's looking like one of the most elite ballers in this upcoming football generation. Peep this. So far in this 24-25 campaign, at the time of recording this, he's got 13 goals and 9 assists in 15 games. That means bro has 22 goal contributions in just 15 15 appearances. That's an insane output for the 25-year-old Egyptian. Not only that, remember how I said his best goal tally was 17 in the season? Yeah, well, I'm recording this video in the beginning of November 2024, and he's on 13. So yeah, he's definitely going to break this goal scoring record by a long shot. And speaking about scoring goals, he scored some incredibly important ones so far this season. In Frankfurt's 3-1 win over Hoffenheim, Marmoush scored a goal and got an assist. Then he scored 2 goals away against his former club Wolfsburg to secure a 2-1 win. Then he scored a singular goal in the 2-0 win over Gladbach, scored 2 goals and assisted 2 in the 4-2 win over Holstein Kiel away from home, meaning he played a part in every goal that Frankfurt scored that day. He then got an assist and scored 2 goals, one in the dying moments of the match to secure a 3-3 draw for Frankfurt, then scored 1 goal in the loss to Bayer Leverkusen. That's tough. And then scored 1 and assisted 2 in the 7-2 win over VfL Bochum. But that's just the Bundesliga. Over to the DFB Pokal Cup, he got 2 assists in the first round 2-1 win away from home over Eintracht Frankfurt, and then scored an important goal against Gladbach to secure a 2-1 win in the second round. Over to the Europa League, he bagged a goal in the 3-1 win away from home against Besiktas, which is not an easy ground to play at, and then scored a world-class free kick with the ball going top ends in the 1-0 win over Slavia Prague. So as you can see, he's become Frankfurt's main goal-scoring threat, and he's doing a damn good job at it too. And his striker duo partnership with Hugo Ekitike is also paying off swimmingly. Now taking a dive at the advanced stats, compared to other forwards, he's in the 99th percentile for assists, 93rd percentile for goals plus assists, 95th percentile for progressive carries, 83rd percentile for shots on target, 88th percentile for progressive passing distance, 93rd percentile for long passes completed, 92nd percentile for expected assists, 97th percentile for key passes, 89th percentile for passes into the penalty area, 85th percentile for crosses into the penalty area, 89th percentile for through balls, 97th percentile for shot creating actions, 99th percentile for fouls drawn, 99th percentile for goal creating actions, 93rd percentile for touches in the attacking third, 94th percentile for progressive carrying distance, 96th percentile for carries into the penalty area, etc. So as you can see, he's a very dynamic and direct attacking player, and he's damn good at that, becoming Eintracht's key man up top. Now this is not to say that he doesn't have any weaknesses, because he does, with his ball retention not being at the highest, and his defensive stats not being eye-catching for an attacking player, with him being on the lower end, like being in the 26th percentile for dribblers tackled, 70th percentile for shots blocked, 57th percentile for challenges lost, etc. But overall, as an attacking unit, Omar Marmoush is definitely establishing himself as one of the best upcoming footballers in the world. And I think if the season were to end right now, Omar Marmoush would 100% be my Bundesliga player of the season. And maybe he'll still go on and achieve that. It's looking like he will. And all these amazing stats in the story is the reason why so many top clubs are taking a look at him, like Manchester United, Tottenham, and even Liverpool, the home of Mo Salah, are taking a look at it. Although I don't really understand the Liverpool one. They're saying he could be a replacement for Mo Salah, but Marmoush isn't even a right winger, although he can play there. But that is a different topic for a different day. As you can see though, Omar Marmoush is elite at what he does, and don't be surprised if he gets a big move in the summer to a top European club and becomes the face of the Egyptian national team, after the king of Mo Salah of course. Anyways, I hope you guys learned a thing or two about Omar Marmoush in this video, and if you enjoyed it, please remember to subscribe, I would really appreciate it, and please be sure to follow my Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and join the Discord server. The links are all in the YouTube description. And last but not least, if you want to learn about what happened to the careers of every single Golden Boy Award winner, you definitely want to check out this video right here. You won't regret it.